Hi everyone. I am going to set up a table that is going to be Sealand Open style table. Um, so everyone going to Sealand Open can sort of see how that process plays out and how much terrain sort of ish I'm aiming for with Sealand Open. Everyone not going to Sealand Open can see what it is that we're doing and how to set up a game table for a competitive game. I have some guys coming over this evening. So I'm just going to flip you around here. Here we go. This is my game room, right? This is my table, and I have set up for Sealand Open so that I have terrain in a box, basically. My club, we bought a hell of a lot of these very cheap transportation boxes. They cost something like €20, something like that. A little bit less, €10 maybe. And inside each box, I have 10 of these or something like that. So we have a lot in the club. Is the terrain for one table. So this one is going to be a village, I can see. Let's unpack it and set up our table. So I have this small box here of there's some trees, there are some barns and some hedges down here. Then I have extra houses, loads of those, and the rest of the box is filled up with bases and fields and forest bases and stuff like that. Right? Hope you can see this. The sun's a little bit bright right now. Sorry about that. Right. So where do we start? I think I'm going to start with the houses and try to get some sort of balance on the table just based on the houses, and then we can sort of build out from there. One thing though, I just wanted to check. I have two forest bases, so these are not balanced, but there is two forest bases. So let's have one on one side and one on the other. Not mirror matched, but just to have a little bit of balance. So plop down one over there, and I will plop down one over here. Forests. And immediately just plop down a couple of trees on those just to mark them out. I think the terrain here is sort of a village in Belgium, the Ardennes, somewhere around there. You don't find many of these, what's that called? Can't remember. Timbered houses in World War II era, but there were some villages, especially in Germany and Belgium, that had them. So that's where we're at, I think. I think I need to block some line of sight here, so I will put up a few houses down on one side. Like that. And I will plug down some more there on the opposite side, so that there's a little bit of balance here. It shouldn't be completely equal. It doesn't need to be that, but a little bit of balance is nice, and some places to hide for your troops. I found another tree that goes over there. Right. I think I'll try and fence in these different areas of village, and then use some of the fields around that. So let's see. changing it up a little bit. Just I want to make sure that there's enough line of sight blocking for each side. It's fairly open over here, right? I am going to try and do something about the open spaces. Next bit of village. I have some, these are like branch weaving fence thingies. I'm trying here to keep the terrain sort of some of it open so that armored vehicles and trucks can move through it, but that there is still enough cover for infantry to not be completely vulnerable. Found a wall. I can go over here. We can try and protect this flank with this wall here. Right. I have a little bit of more wall left, but I just wanted to show you my thought process here, because for Sealand Open we've decreed that the terrain should be 12 to 16 pieces of terrain. So these walls here would be one piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right now I have 12 pieces of terrain on the board. I'm going to add a few more, bringing it up to around 16-ish. First, some walls. And they are going to go here. Some of them, anyway. Right. That was the end of my wall sections. Now, from here on in, box is empty. So it is designed that this table should be enough for Sealand Open. Right? It is a little bit more open than what I usually would want, but it's a lot more closed than what you see at some tournaments. Now I have my fields left. Usually we play these mats that are completely flat as if they're just open ground, basically. Some people would like to play them as rough ground. For me, that really depends on something in real life. I have lived on a farm, and I have driven a tractor and a car across the fields, and you can quite easily do that. You can run across the fields. Doesn't inhibit you in the least. So, right. Fields, these mats, really good for that. Where do I want to start? I'm going to try and distribute the fields a little bit evenly, so like 2 on each side. Nah, that became 2 in the middle, 1 on each side. Okay. sometimes it's just what the terrain says to you should be, right? And I am putting down this here. That could be rough ground if you wanted it to. Yeah, I think that's it. There's a lot of open space. There are some line of sight blockers. That's a terrain for a game at Sealand Open. That's how it looks. And that is the terrain we'll be using for the game that's being played here tonight in a few hours. Right. Cheers, everyone.